Welcome back. Happy Friday. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. And today, our TV show meets radio. True FM breakfast are in the house. We've got Sinazo and boys who are at that table over there saying hello to you live on radio air. But of course, on your TV, we also have the very talented Luyolo, who is the sport anchor on the breakfast show. Award-winning, I might add. But we also have our special guest alongside him. Paul Adams is here. Please give him a massive round of applause. Come on! Yes, man.
The legend.
You're right. Yeah, yes. So, Paul, welcome. It's good to see you.
No, thank you.
He still looks good.
Hey, man.
The same. But we saw him on TV. The same.
The handshake had a spin to it.
I cut the hair short so you don't see the grey.
Oh,
but I'm alright.
Looking fresh.
Very fresh. But let's set the scene over here. So as we celebrate the remarkable milestone of 30 years of democracy in South Africa, it provides us with a valuable opportunity to reflect on the profound changes that have shaped the sporting landscape over the past 3 decades. So we need to just honour one of the individuals who has been a part of those 3 decades. I'm not making him sound old. I promise you, I'm not doing that. I won't. But yes, in the context of let's just say, the freedom, in this country as well. Cricket has been a place where I believe a lot of people have entered and have decided to take that platform, traditionally in this country, a platform not particularly for everybody, and have really shaped that concept of freedom. Young people of colour now looking at a Paul Adams saying, wait, I can do this too. How important was that type of responsibility for you as you went along your career?
Yeah, I think it's massive, and I only find out later as I get older how important it was. So for me, as an 18-year-old debuting for South Africa,
yes,
back in '95 was an amazing experience, and I was like a whirlwind. Actually, that season was like a blur. It just, all of a sudden I was busy with my school books, and the next I'm on planes flying everywhere, and never thought that would ever happen. And I haven't looked back. It's 30 years on and I'm still involved in the game.
Yeah, I know. And it's you're involved in a very special way in terms of coaching and actually imparting the knowledge you've gathered as well. We got Luyolo here from True FM Breakfast as well. So, I mean, Luyolo, for you watching Paul Adams, doing his thing as you grew up, what was it like for you?
Dan, when you talk about representation,
yes,
watching someone who looks like you on TV, wearing green and gold, it does something to you as a young man coming from the township of Eastern Cape. You're like, I don't know his name. His name is Adams, but he looks like me. So even your interest in sport stems from the fact that you saw someone who looks like you. So credit to guys like him and the likes of Makayantini.
Yes.
When we came of age, we saw representation, and that's why we're sportscasters these days, because of people like him.
Oh, man.
And on to that note, Coach, you're now doing coach clinics around the country. You're taking the responsibility now to pay it forward. How important in your coaching is that representation when you go out for scouting, including the areas that you go to?
Yes, and that's what Freedom Day is all about. It's about creating that back when it became unification, and it gave that opportunities for everyone of all different societies to come into the space. And now with coaching, we just feel that we're looking for the best talent. There's no divide, there's nothing going on. So we look for the best talent and give that opportunities especially for young players, to learn their skills and give them that opportunity to develop and make sure that they can be the best they can be as themselves.
Is there interest for sports activity in the country? You know the success of the Springboks, Bafana, our cricket national team, the Proteas as well. 30 years later of democracy, the interest in sport, is it there on the ground?
Yeah, I think it's massive. I think sport has always got this unification power that happens, and we felt it during the Rugby World Cup. And I think cricket has done that in moments, but it just we haven't lifted the cup yet. But there's been moments, in the cricketing history of the last 30 years. We've had some world-class players, Jacques Kallis, Dale Steyn, Hashim Amla, and you just mentioned Makai Ntini, how he's just become role models for kids in the street, and how we need to play the game and just enjoy and just have teamwork and play with it, and just make sure that it's fun on the cricket field.
It's important to look at that and look at the freedom that we have to have people like you going around the country and enjoying. So I'm just thinking about how many kids looked at your bowling action growing up. I'm just saying, it's not even a bowling action. One day I was actually in a bit of a party setting, and they were doing your bowling action as a dance move too. I'm not sure. I'm saying. But
you sure it wasn't cartwheels?
I don't know if it was a cartwheel, but there were some times where I thought, like, are you bowling or falling over? No, and the wicket went. I'm like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. But, I mean, those are some of the memories that I think you can capture from it. But just looking back, it's not only about enjoying our democracy, 30 years, and also freedom, but it's about the memories and the moments that shaped you. And, I mean, seeing the entire country looking at your bowling action, I feel like that was like a big thing for me. But for you, just look back and reflect just for a second, like the moments that changed and shaped your career. Let's reflect for a second and do a little throwback.
I think the one significant moment is the moment I received my test cap to play for South Africa.
Yes.
And what it meant for a lot of people. It happened in 96, and I was in Port Elizabeth, my first test match, and the amount of people that just came in and the influx to see the 18-year-old play against England, who I actually had some posters on the wall and watching them normally on TV, so it was quite daunting, but I got out there and made sure I needed to get it done and enjoy myself on the cricket field. And that is significant. And then also just traveling over to India and taking my first 5-wicket haul. I think in that game I did somersaults.
I remember this game.
Again, I did somersaults and I took 6 for. So it was just those moments, the fun, the enjoyment of just spending time on the cricket field and representing a country, just amazing.
Coach, a quick one, Dan. CS 80-20 Challenge final. It's Lions and Dolphins on Sunday. Had done. Woke up this morning, had done. Warriors were out, kicked out by Dolphins. But nonetheless, Western Province, your Western Province is also not there. But what do you think, what do you make of that final, the importance of the Proteas also, especially in the side of Lions, being there and assisting the team, especially in the second half of the tournament?
Yeah, I think the Lions have been playing really good, good cricket. And one particular player who I've had a little hand in from the Eastern Cape, Ngava Peter, a young leg spinner that's really shown up. He's been a real impact player for them. And the Dolphins, who's got a lot of experience, they've sort of just got themselves into this final. And it's going to be a good spectacle to watch, I think. But, you know, finals are all about what happens on the day, who handles the nerves. And that's what we're going to look out for. And, you know, keep an eye out for Ngava Peter. He's, if he holds his nerve, he's going to be going places.
Oh, man, this is fantastic. What a legend, Paul Adams, to sit with us. And, of course, follow Paul Adams 39 on social media. There are some clinics perhaps coming to your city very soon if you want to participate. Also, thanks to Loyola from True FM Breakfast for joining us as well on this amazing look back at 3 decades of cricketing action in the context of freedom right here in your Feel Good Breakfast Show.